here we are then, about to go underway, round 2 of Tier 3, Drivers' Room Endurance Championship. Martin B on pole in the Honda NSX. Not a notoriously good car on the getaways. We watch him on pole now, we'll see how he gets on. And that looks like Jagan has had a lightning start in the McGann, already up into first place well before turn 1. And looks like Martin B's going to get a little bit swamped. He's got a car either side now. Stephen and Conrad Mitzlos is up into second place from 6th on the grid. But yeah, Martin falling right back down to 5th place now. Stephen having a good start up to 2nd place. Couldn't say Conrad Mitzlos up from 6th place on the grid, 3rd place now. Martin close behind in full fighting Lubo for 5th. There's a little bit of contact between Flapjack and Martin there. I think not too much damage done, but Flapjack has fallen back through the grid. It's really bunched up in the midfield now. Mr. Tom Nixon up to 7th place from 11th on the grid as well. It's a good start by Tom. Another McLaren drive. A lot of McLarens in the field in Tier 3. Coolio in 8th place now. Brood in 9th. Flapjack in 10th place. Big Shadow in 11th. Richie 12th. Delta Veteran in 13th. 14th. Boss. Revs in 15th, Ricky in 16th. Jaganat well out in the lead now. Great start. And Stephen not that far behind, but getting closely followed by Mitzlos in 3rd, Luvo in 4th, Martin in 5th, closely followed by Captain O'Reilly in 6th, Mr. Tom Nixon in 7th. Coolio in 8th. Not a lot of field spread yet. Top 8 to 10 cars. Jaganat pulling out a little bit of a gap. Sticking to the back of Stephen at the moment. As we come down the back straight. Martin B not managing to pull away from the McGann behind. Very, very strong. Strong car in the Group 4 category. Looks like Captain O'Reilly run a little bit wide out of the second to last corner there. It's given Mr. Tom Nixon a look round the outside of the last corner. Just about making a stick. See a few sparks flying there. There's a couple of cars making contact with the wall out of the last corner. So I think Martin B was one of them as well, as he's dropped a little bit back off the back of Lubo. But Tom Nixon up to 6th place. Great opening lap there from Tom. Captain O'Reilly running wide out of T1. Was running in 7th, rejoins in 10th, under pressure from Richie as well, so drops back to 11th place. So how tight the field is at the moment, it's only a small mistake. Dropped 3 or 4 places down the grid. Coolio up into 7th now as Brood makes up a place on Flapjack on the graphic there. It's Brood. Where did he start on the grid? Oh, he started 7th, so that's fallen in 8th place. So yeah, Flapjack in 9th, Richie in 10th now, Captain O'Reilly recovering in 11th, Big Shadow, 2 Nissan GTRs having a bit of a battle here. So come across the bridge on lap 2. Back to this battle at the front. There's Martin B getting up to pace now. Captain O'Reilly making a mistake behind him, so has opened up the gap between 5th and 6th place. It was contact with the wall from Lubo there. So come onto the back straight, it's cost him a massive amount of speed on the exit. Does slot into the slipstream, but that is Martin up into 4th place now. Conrad Mitzlos in 3rd. Looks like Stevens just upped the pace a little bit. He's closed the gap to Jaganat in 1st place. Has opened the gap to Mitzlos in 3rd a little bit. Martin in 4th, Lubo in 5th. Mr. Tom Nixon still holding on to their 6th place at the moment, closely followed by Coolio. Brood in 8th. You've got Flapjack under pressure from Captain O'Reilly. So Captain O'Reilly's got ahead of Richie on track somewhere there. So that again very, very strong around this track, around most tracks to be fair, but Flapjack coming under a little bit of pressure out the final corner, and O'Reilly running wide in a dirty area into the wall. Obviously the only thing with this Megane is that top end speed. Not going to be able to do a lot down the straights. So you can be a lot later on the brakes. A hell of a lot more mechanical grip in the Renault. So tries to put Flapjack under a bit of pressure. Back in the lead of the race, going to take Jagged out 2 minute 19.3. Stephen slightly quick on the last lap. 2:19.5, 2:18.8, so Martin going purple on lap 2. Looks like Mitsos having a bit of a connection issue there, so seems to be lag spiking a little bit. Top 5 all running close together as we cross the bridge on lap 3. And as we take a look at Coolio and the exit on the bridge, doesn't take a look there. See if you can get a run after this long right hander coming up onto the back straight. I think. Oh, it's contact again. Oh, just about avoid each other there. So that is Coolio up into sixth place, just about. I was going to say I think Lubo's a little bit too far down the road for either of these guys to benefit slipstream off of at this stage of the race. So Coolio up to 6th place now, Tom Nixon down to 7th. Brood still doing a good job in 8th. We've got yellow flags up ahead. And that is Martin B. What's happened there? Let's take a look back. So just rejoining the action. Outboard shot of Martin B, just coming down the back straight now, just about to go through flat out right hander. And you notice a little bit of leg spike here from Comrade Mitsos. I don't know if there's a little bit of a coming together between the pair of them, but just before we broke away we did see someone recovering, and just a little bit of contact there, and Martin lighting the rear wheels up on the sand, but Mitsos doing the honourable thing there, pulls straight over to the side of the track and lets Martin regain the place. And looks like Martin just done a full 360 and has carried on in 6th place, so obviously lost a bit of time there, but has recovered reasonably well. So you've got Brood up into 7th, Flapjack up into 8th now, as Comrade Mitsos rejoins in 9th just about, but he's under pressure from Captain O'Reilly through the last corner. They give each other enough room there. He should be able to hold on to that 8th place. I thought it was 9th. But yeah, recovers and rejoins the race in 8th place. But yeah, as I say, honourable thing, pulling over straight away after an incident. So etiquette, and we have Stephen in the lead of the race, so we've missed that as well. Let's take a look back. Again, just a quick flashback to the back straight. We've got Stephen well in the slipstream of the Megane, and I say that Megane will come under pressure down the straights, especially off of cars, good top ends like the McLaren, but pretty comfortable moving in there. Stephen sweeps through into 1st place, take the lead of the race towards the end of lap 3. You can see if Dragonac can fight back straight away. He's on the outside of this set, the corners coming up, and that was the coming together between Mitsos and Martin, you could hear in the background. So yeah, Stephen up into 1st place now. Jagannath's had a good exit, just had a quick on board. I don't think he's going to be able to do much down the straight and in the slipstream, as you see, well tucked in the slipstream. The car ahead still pulling away. In the twisty sections, it's pretty untouchable today again. So Jagannath in 2nd place for the moment. It's 7 minutes, just going past the 7-minute mark now. Lubo in 3rd place, Coolio in 4th, Martin 5th. Making good progress the early stages of this race. Brewed up into 6th place, Flapjack in 7th, Mitsos in 8th, O'Reilly in 9th. Have we Mr. Tom Nixon's at the back of the grid with damage? Tom Nixon's had a massive incident somewhere. We'll spare his blushes and we won't go back to and watch that. But yeah, was running well at the start of this race. Finds himself in 15th place now. 2 minute 33 on the last lap. So yeah, he's lost 13 seconds somewhere. Ricky J at the back. Team KSC junior driver. Stephen's still in first place, holding off. Commentator's curse. Stephen in second place, not holding off Jaggernaut anymore. Jaggernaut moves himself back up into first place. Well, a bit further back from Mitsos has had another incident just after the bridge, falling back to 10th place now. Flapjack up to 7th. O'Reilly in 8th, Richie in 9th now, Mitsos in 10th, and Geller just hit the wall on the exit of the bridge. Delta Veteran up to 11th, Big Shadow in 12th, closely followed by Boss the Ferrari. Boss did have a really good run out. I think it was a Group 4, I'm pretty sure it was a Group 4 Ferrari, and I'm pretty sure it was a circuit the same bar track as well. Struggling towards the back end today as this opening season of the Tier 3 Championship, new championship having expanded at the end of last season, and find ourselves with a lot of new drivers having to start in Tier 3 and work their way up like everyone else has to, but I'd say over half the grid would be comfortable in Tier 1. So, Jaggernaut in the lead of the race anyway. Stephen in second place. Jaggernaut just pulling a little bit of a gap out again. Lubo in third, running well at the moment. Martin's recovered back up to fourth, so he's overtaken Coolio somewhere on track there. So Martin back up into 4th place now after that spin. Coolio in 5th place. Rude running in 6th. Pretty quiet race, just getting on with it at the moment. Flapjack in 7th. O'Reilly not that far behind in 8th. Mitsos back up into 9th, so he's overtaken Richie somewhere. Richie, another returning driver's room veteran, been around for a while. I think he missed last season, or the last couple of seasons maybe. So yeah, good to see him back nevertheless. Running 9th, Captain O'Reilly's had an incident onto the bridge. He's dropping a few positions now, front left damage, so probably clattered the wall on the entry onto the bridge there. So you've got Delta Veteran up into the final top 10 position now. O'Reilly in 11th, will be under pressure from Boss soon as well. Big Shadow in 13th. Revs running in 14th in the pretty difficult Dodge drivers, doing a good job in 14th at the moment. Ricky getting up to speed in 15th, had a poor couple of opening laps, settling into 2 minute 23s now. Mr. Tom Nixon, after the really good opening stint, needs to get his head down and find his groove again and try and recover something from this race as we come up to the 12-minute mark now. Bit of a flash forward as we rejoin Martin, closing the gap up on Lubo in 3rd place, the final podium position as it stands at the moment. Pulls away through this race yet. It's around a second quicker in the past couple of laps, so Martin really starting to close the gap up. Gap up now is in a good position to attack into the corner after this straight, nearly alongside on the exit there, but just tucks in, gets a little bit of slipstream, pulls out again. It should be a pretty bread and butter move into the heavy braking zone coming up. Through flat out right hand up, on the inside. And yeah, just gets gets the job done there. Up into 3rd place now. Lugo into 4th. See if he can fight back at the end of this lap as well. Actually, so obviously going to get a good tow down the main straight. Just stay close, which he certainly is at the moment. Quick on board with Lubo now down the main straight. It's just about in the tow with the NSX up ahead. And, not quite close enough to make a move into T1 though. And, settled into 4th place for now. A little bit further back down the grid, I think Brood was just... Who was that pitted? Richie is one of the first guys in pits. So Brood's already pitted actually. Sorry for flicking the camera around. Brood's already pitted. He's gone around the 12-minute mark, so he's out on fresh racing softs. A little bit out of sync with the other guys at the moment. And I think that was Richie has just pitted and rejoins the race in 11th. Captain O'Reilly, a little bit of lag spike there. Richie rejoining in 11th, and that looked like a car just completely disappearing and reappearing. Don't know what happened there, but eventually pops up in 12th place anyway. So little train of cars come up to the bridge now. Boss putting Richie under a bit of pressure. Richie is on the fresh rubber to make the move. Captain O'Reilly up ahead. Terrible camera work, but Richie does take a little bit of a look on the exit of the bridge. There's no contact there, but he's done enough to put O'Reilly off and into the wall a little bit. Still side by side, and just up ahead I think you've got Brood and Comrade Mitsos fighting for 8th and 7th. Just keep an eye on this little battle for a minute. We'll come back to that as those 3 cars enter the straight. You've got Brood and Comrade Mitsos side by side. Coming down the back straight now. Should be a pretty easy move for Brood up the inside on the fresh rubber. Moves himself up into 7th. Back to this fight. The 9th, 10th, 11th. Richie does find himself ahead of it now. See again that Megan just suffering down the main straight there. Oh, 3 completely different lines into that corner there from all 3 cars, and Boss comes out on top, 9th place. As got someone else picking up further up the grid on the graphic there. Yeah, struggling to keep up with this little battle at the moment. So we've got Bosk in 9th, Richie in 10th, Captain O'Reilly 11th, and Delta Veteran closing up in 12th. Oh, that's a huge incident there. I don't know what happened there. I think someone just lost the tail end and just massively fishtailed into the other driver. And Ricky comes flashing through. But yeah, just a racing incident there, I think, as 3 or 4 cars driving very close together for a few corners, and it just all went completely wrong there at the end of lap 7. But Richie and Boss now recovering in 13th and 14th, but Revs down in 15th. Mr. Tom Nix is still recovering in 16th. I think he's made a pit. Yeah, he's out on fresh rubber, so he's made a pit stop. He's immediately back into the 2-minute 20 mark, so should start making up some ground on the rest of the field. So it was Jaggernaut who pitted from the lead of the race, so all that was kicking off in the midfield. We've missed the leader pitting. Does come out in 2nd place, reasonably comfortably ahead of Martin at the moment, but might be in a position now where he needs to make an extra stop. So Stephen's still yet to make his first stop of the race, doing a good job out in 1st place at the moment. We'll see if he pits to come off the outlap speed of Jaggernaut in 2nd. I imagine Jaggernaut should come through, retake the lead of the race. Struggling to get the words out at the moment. He's outlap now, and Stephen just coming to the end of lap 8 now. Excuse me. Just dipping into the 2:21s on the last lap, and yeah, he does peel off into the pits. So Jagannath just come around the final corner now, should easily reclaim the lead of the race. Might be also pitting just before the 20-minute mark. Lubo also pitting for 4th place. Coolio having pitted earlier. He's one of the front runners, just outside of the top. He's just inside of the top 5 at the moment. Brood also one of the guys who pitted earlier. So Martin taking on a bit of fuel on that pit stop, and Lubo getting the jump on him in the pits. So Lubo back up into 3rd place now. So a lot of these new drivers I don't know a lot about. Martin B obviously reigning Sunday League champion at the moment. I've raced him a few times, very quick driver. Lubo, one of the new faces I don't know a lot about, Team Sigma junior driver as well, and showing a lot of pace here today. 3rd place, see how that pans out with the fueling strategies with these two. This might allow, if these two start flying, may well allow Coolio to close the gap up. Showing a lot of pace at the moment as well. He's really starting to settle into his rhythm now. Setting a personal best by nearly half a second on the opening sector of the lap. So Brood in 6th place. Slightly warm tyres now, as I say, did pit around the 12-minute mark, setting himself up for 4 stops today. Flapjack in 7th place, bit of clean air now for the first time for Flapjack. See what sort of lap time he can get in. He can close the gap up to Brood up ahead. Comrade Mitsos back in 8th place now after an eventful few laps earlier on. It's straight back into the 2:20 flat on the last lap. So yeah, a lot of pace. Captain O'Reilly settling in 9th place now. Delta veteran not that far behind in 10th, but does have to pit soon. Huge tyre wear on the front left there of that GTR, and has big shadow for company in the other GTR. Both of these guys slightly offset with strategies as well. Richie in 12th place, Ricky in 13th, Boston in 14th, Mr. Tom Nixon in 15th, and Revs in 16th. Battle for 3rd and 4th, and Martin all over the back of Lubo at the moment, putting him under a lot of pressure, but he's definitely weathering it very well at the moment, and he should have the inside. He will have the inside because left-hander coming up. Positions is going really well. Not giving each other enough space, but slightly slowing each other down now as Coolio has joined this fight, and 3rd, 4th and 5th running very close together now. This could well be the move now as Martin just pulls to the right hand side, takes the inside. This corner coming up at the end of the back straight. Pretty textbook move. Tyre wear's pretty good, but Lubo doesn't make it easy. Hangs it around the outside, but yeah, does a good job. Hangs around the outside, retains his 3rd place there. I thought that was a pretty textbook move from Martin. So really good drive from Lubo so far. Begins his attack again. A better exit out of those S's, and gets the car length ahead before the main straight. Could be a bit of cat and mouse here, as Lubo obviously will have the slipstream coming down the main straight. As you see Martin going moving to the right a little bit, prepared to go defensive, but Lubo just not close enough. And you got Brood pitting from 8th place there, so yeah, bang on the 24-minute mark. Lubo in 4th place now. This Is he going to try and get on the inside? This guy's running nose to tail. It's Martin's turn now to position his car well, as Lubo has been up to this point. So settling in 4th place now. So not managing to break that toe. Coolio in 5th, just dropping back a little bit at the moment. Up into 6th place, Comrade Mitsos in 7th. So rejoining the race in 8th after pitting from 9th place. Quite a gap back to the next group of runners. A big shadow in 9th, leading this battle at the back. So a bit of a gap back to Richie in 10th. Delta veteran out on fresh rubber now in 11th. Boss coming towards the end of his stint. Losing a bit of time to Delta up ahead, I think, and so pretty warm tyres as well. Captain O'Reilly out on fresh rubber. These guys, and he needs to make the most of it. Just a bit of a look there. So a bit of leg spiking going on. So can't find a way past Ricky at the moment. Captain O'Reilly up to 13th place and Ricky down to 14th. There's not a lot Ricky can really do there. See that tyre really kicking in now. Next man down the track is Boss. He's got a reasonably good gap to Captain O'Reilly at the moment. So, 14th, Tom Nixon in 15th, Rebs in 16th. Back with our leader Jack. Slight flash forward, coming up towards the end of lap 12, having set purple lap on lap 10, 2 minute 18.1, 2 minute 18.6 on the following lap, really starting to extend the gap over Stephen in 2nd place after pitting earlier and getting the undercut done, so to speak, coming out and setting out a really good out lap. And then towards the end of lap 12, one wheel on the grass and push the back into the wall, and that is Stephen coming through to take the lead of the race. A huge incident there from the race leader Jaganat, covering in 2nd place there, lost around 10 seconds I think. Jaganat Stephen crossing the line in 1st place now, so Jaganat in 2nd. A huge unforced error there from Jaganat in 2nd. Sorry, I'm getting caught watching the race rather than commentating again. Martin B in 3rd place and Lubo in 4th. Bit of a gap between those two now, as Coolio's falling even further back down the field, around just under a second slower than Lubo ahead on that last lap. Mitsos and Flapjack nearly side by side in T1. And that is Mitsos running wide. He's going to have a poor exit, and that should allow Flapjack up to 6th place. It does. So Flapjack up to 6th. Conrad Mitsos in 7th now. It's a very, very eventful race. Done extremely well early on. It's just been caught up in a couple of incidents. So running in 7th now, as it looks like Richie's made up a place on Delta Veteran, or the other way round, I'm not sure. Delta Veteran on the fresher rubber. Richie will have the inside of the left-hander coming up, but as that GTR got enough overspeed and enough grip to send it round the outside. Gets the cutback done. Really smooth, no contact between the two there. And has he done enough to retain 9th place? They will have to go single file, and yeah, he does. Delta Veteran up to 9th place there. Good bit of driving from the pair. Richie in 10th now. Captain O'Reilly in 11th. Setting his personal best on the last lap with 2 minutes 21. Ricky in 12th. Definitely coming up to the end of that stint now. Front left. Absolutely dead. As well as Mr. Tom Nixon as well. Tyres on those two cars. Bosk in 14th, he's made his pit stop. Out on a fresh set of super softs, immediately setting his personal best in the opening sector. Big Shadow also out in 15th on fresh rubber. And Revs in 16th. So we've got Jaggernaut pitting from what was second place after that incident. This should allow Martin up to second place. I think he was close enough, yeah. There's Jaggernaut taking on a bit of fuel as well by the looks of it. There's Lubo up to third place. Jaggernaut rejoining the race in fourth place, just under a half tank of fuel. So he took on around a quarter of a tank, maybe just under a quarter of a tank. But he is close enough to Lubo to attack straight away. He's already on the gearbox of him coming into turn 3. At the moment. Julio in 5th place. Ipsos 6, Brood 7th, Flapjack in 8th, Delta 9th, Captain O'Reilly in 10th. We've got a few guys pitting from the back, see where Boss feeds back into things, as he was battling most of these guys and has pitted a lap earlier, sets his personal best, and looks like he has jumped a few guys there with a good undercut up to 11th place now. Richie rejoining the race in 12th. Big Shadow crossing the line in 14th. Ricky doing just enough to rejoin the race in 13th by the looks of it. See if Big Shadow close the gap up on him. We go past the halfway mark of this race now. Mr. Tom Nixon in 15th on the fresh rubber. Revs going again in 16th. Excuse me. Rejoin Dagenat now, putting Lubo under a bit of pressure. And looks like Lubo's run a bit deep there. Does have the inside coming up though, so should be safe, but that began extremely quick through this fast sweeping section towards the end of the lap. Good exit again, looks like he's alongside, he's going to have the inside of the final corners there, positions this guy really well there. Lubo late on the brakes there, but thinks twice about going round the outside of the final corner. Slots himself into 4th now, Jaggernaut back up into 3rd place. Coolio not that far behind in 5th as well. And Lubo immediately looking to retake that 3rd place as he takes a look into T1 there alongside. Oh wow, the grip of the Renault there, just saving Jaggernaut there. Was Lubo just slotted into the slipstream of the main straight and attacked into T1 again straight away. It's that fresh rubber doing enough to give that Renault the grip round the outside of T1. Jaggernaut holding on to 3rd place. Be hoping to open a gap to Lubo behind now before the next straight. To be safe from that top end speed. A bit of a wheel on the grass there from Lubo. He's absolutely ringing that McLaren. Looks like he has done enough to stay. Oh, commentator's curse again. Never mind. I was going to say he's done enough to stay close enough on this back straight and get a tow again. But Dirty Air just catching him out a little bit there on the exit of the bridge, I think, making contact with the wall, and does fall back. And that gives Jaggernaut a little bit of breathing room now in 3rd place. Let's see if he can get the hammer down and close the gap up to Martin B up ahead. Martin B must be coming towards the end of this stint. So Stephen and Martin a little bit offset with Jaganet's pit stop strategy. Martin also taking on a little bit of extra fuel on that last pit stop as well, which may well allow him to close the gap up to Stephen up ahead a little bit. Stephen has done a good job. He's built up a good lead out, a good lead in first place at the moment. He's got some low start lap 16. Settling into the 2-minute 20s there. 2-minute 19.8 from Martin. 2-minute 90 flat. So Jaganat around a second quicker than the guys up ahead at the moment. Just rejoin the action a little bit later on with Stephen, race leader, coming up to the 40-minute mark now. But you see on the fuel icon towards the bottom left, getting critical now, so maybe he will be pitting at the end of this lap. So you see where he is in relation to Jaganat. In second, just going critical of fuel now, but also will probably also pit at the end of this lap. So Stephen peeling off into the pits, 3% of fuel. Yeah, Martin also peeling off into the pits. Jaganat round the final bend already. 2-minute 18.2 on that last lap as well. So really putting the hammer down. 2:19.5 and reclaims the lead of this race. 20 minutes left to go. But does have to pit again. Stephen should be good to the end of the race now. Rejoins in second. Martin should comfortably rejoin in third place. There's a few guys pitting behind as well. He'll be good to the end of the race. A lot of fuel getting taken on from a couple of guys in the pits there. Lubo rejoining the race in fourth place. Julio up into fifth place now. Well, pretty much been running in fifth place in the whole race. Quietly getting on with it. And he finds himself in clean air in fifth now. See if he can do anything about Lubo's pace up ahead. Brood with front end damage there, so he's had an incident somewhere, but running in sixth place at the moment. Flapjack with rear damage, so might well have been coming together between those two guys. So running in seventh at the moment, slightly more tyre wear than Brood up ahead. Both of these guys will probably be stopping again. Mitsos out, imagine this to be his last stop of the race, in 8th place now. See what he can do from there, if he can recover any more places. Captain O'Reilly in 9th, he'll be pitting again soon I think for his last stop, as will Richie. So a few guys at the back still have a pit stop to do. Delta Veteran, there's 2 GTRs running close together again. The Delta Veteran is out on the fresh rubber. There's a lot Big Shadow can do, as it does look like. I think Shadow's overfueled a bit on his last stint as well. Sitting with 3/4 of the tank and looking like he's going to have to come in for tyres soon. So there will be a quick pit stop nevertheless. Mr. Tom Nixon up into 14th place now after a really good start. Never really managed to recover after falling to the back of the grid. Bosk in 15th, he's out on fresh rubber now. Rebs in 16th, does look like he may have to stop again as well. Another little flash forward, coming towards the end of lap 19 now, as race leader Jaganat peels off into the pits for his final pit stop of the race. So we'll see where 8% of fuel, so I think Stephen will reclaim the lead of this race. We'll keep an eye on Martin further behind. He's really close between Martin and Jaganat, but yeah, Stephen up into first place nevertheless, and Martin crossing the line in second. I think that's Jaggernaut just coming out of the pit lane now. So yeah, Martin up to second place. He's good to the end of the race. He's got a bit of time management to do though. He's going to have a very, very quick driver. Behind, he's run wide in T1. That's not what he needed. He's just obviously gone a little bit too hot. Seen that he's got the job done on Jaggernaut, and yeah, just overcooked it on the T1, run a little bit too deep, and that has allowed Jaggernaut to close up the gap by a couple of seconds already, and he's very close to picking up that toe. It's no, we're going 45 minutes, quarter of the race, and left to go now. And yeah, Jaggernaut already putting the pressure on. Again, it's through the twisty sections. McGann is so much more powerful, but can do absolutely nothing on the straights. So maximum track width there from Martin. He just clips the wall and the entry into the corner. So you see it just following through all these sections that get onto the straight. The car has no guts. You see the NSX actually pulling away from the McGann with the McGann in its slipstream. That's how bad the top end is on that car. But again, you should see the gap close up again. Martin really late on the brakes there as well, to be fair. So through the corner, that McGann, so much more grip, and he might have put himself in a position to get the inside of this left-hander. He has. They're side by side coming through the S's. The final section of lap 20, but Martin's sweeping ahead again. As I think they would have severely compromised each other if they carried on going side by side. But yeah, Martin has got a lot to do to fend off this Renault for the remainder of the race. Through the grid, we'll come back to that, but Lubo in 4th place still, Coolio in 5th, clean out, Brood in 6th, Mitchell's not that far behind, round a second quicker on the last lap, so Mitsos is closing the gap up to Brood in 6th place. You've got Flapjack in 8th place, got Miles back to Richie in 9th, and that's Brood pitting actually, so see where he feeds out into things. 11% of fuel, so does have to take on quite a bit of fuel. Just rejoin this battle for 3rd and 2nd. Well, it looks like Martin's been a little bit untidy onto the bridge there, and that has given Jaggernaut an opportunity. Martin has got the inside, but Jaggernaut just carrying enough speed there to get ahead and stay ahead. Comes this left-hander, but we'll see if Martin can re-overtake down the straight. We'll see the speed difference now. We watched on board last lap with Jaggernaut absolutely helpless in the slipstream of the NSX, because the NSX is still pulling away. And now we reverse the roles, the NSX following the McGann, and should get a car length ahead. Oh, they go side by side through the fast right hander. Coming up to the braking zone now. We've got yellow flags up ahead as well. You see the McGann in the mirrors looking for the cutback. And again, gets his car on the inside and sweeps through pretty comfortably this side. This time already a car length ahead for these S's, but this may well put Martin in a position to attack on the main straight again. Supreme grip from the McGann, and I think that's Stephen up ahead, so I think Stephen's had an incident somewhere. Let's just see if Martin can attack into T1. Don't think he's going to be close enough. He's going to be quite a lunge if he does. 200 mark, braking point, no, just not close enough. And Jaggernaut holding on to 2nd place. Oh, that isn't Stephen up ahead, that is back marker of Revs actually. One of the first cars to receive blue flags today. And just sweeps out the way there. Not really compromising these two drivers. Let's take a quick look back. Yeah, while the battle for second and third is raging, Stephen out in the leads, just going purple on that last lap, 2:17.8. Stephen bins it, coming out of that right hander. Lovely 360 there. To be fair, does get away with that. That could have been a lot worse, but even so, it lost around 6 or 7 seconds there, so it was a comfortable lead. And these guys obviously seen that delta as well, and will probably spur them on to find another gear. So just flash forward again. Battle for second and third still carrying on, and that is Jaganat running a little bit wide there through the corner. Stephen just span out a few laps ago, and that's put him under pressure from Martin. And it's hard to tell from these angles who's ahead, but that is Martin in the lead of this fight again, so back up into second place now. Again, I don't think the McGann's going to be able to do anything down the main straight. As long as Martin positions his car well enough for the opening corner, should hold on to second place. So, oh, Martin runs wide in T1 again. Oh, it's 2 mistakes there from Martin, very rare mistakes, and Jaganat says thank you very much, moves back up into second place. So less than 8 minutes left to go now. Yeah, lapse in concentration from Martin there. Coolio pitting from 15th place. From 5th place, should I say. And that should allow Mitsos up into 5th. Yeah, Coolio just coming out of the pits now by the sounds of it. Rejoins in 6th place. And gets overtaken into C1 by Flapjack there, just had a lot more speed coming down the main straight. And moved himself up to 6th place now. So Coolio down to 7th, will be quick for this last stint though. Skipping forward a little bit, Coolio putting Flapjack under pressure and just getting a toe down the back straight. Job done on the inside of that right hander, positions his car well enough through these S's and should be safe. So Coolio up into 6th place now, just over 5 minutes of the race left to go. Flapjack in 7th, Brew in 8th, got Richie in 9th, Captain O'Reilly in 10th, Ricky 11th, Big Shadow 12th, Bosk in 13th, Delta in 14th, and we're coming together with a wall there. Mr. Tom Nixon in 15th and Revs in 16th. So just over 5 minutes of this race to go now. And Stephen doing enough at the moment to so 2:19.8, 2:18.5 from Jaganat. Last lap took 1.3 seconds out of the leader. Yeah, he's already dropped Martin. Martin can't stay with that pace, and this could be a really late charge from Jaganat now. You can see him now. He's not that far off getting a toe either. Not that it matters much with the McGann, but yeah, very close to be putting the race leader under pressure. But Martin clean air in 3rd place now, got a bit of a gap back to Lubo in 4th, so had a good race, comfortable 4th place at the moment. Mitsos up into 5th. Coolio up into 6 after dispatching Flapjack on the opening few corners of his outlap. So Brood in 8th, so had a pretty consistent race, settling into the 2-minute 20s, opting for the 4-stopper today. A tough race for Richie in the Lexus. He's found himself in battles throughout. So Captain O'Reilly hasn't really managed to hook up that Renault properly today. Ricky in 11th, also struggling in the Renault a bit today. So a big shadow coming under a bit of pressure from Boss towards the end of this race as well. 12th and 13th place. So we rejoin Comrade Mitsos in 5th. 2:21 and a 2:18.8. Coolio setting his personal best lap of the race on that last lap. Less than 3 minutes of the race left to go now. Coolio definitely has his eyes on a top 5 finish. So Comrade Mitsos has his mirrors full of Lamborghini at the moment. Blue flag's getting waved there, I don't know why. It's literally Coolio crawling all over the back of him at the moment. He's just got nowhere to go. Just got to pick the right opportunity because those tyres are really struggling now on that Citroen. And I think this is only a matter of time. He does have the inside of the left coming up. So much easier. Two guys still battling. Put up alongside. Coolio's on the outside, a little bit more overspeed, but I think he's lost that, taking a long way round that corner. Car length ahead, Mitsos has the inside. Will Coolio do the cutback? Not quite. Good drive from Mitsos so far, defending really well. Frustrating the hell out of Coolio at the moment, but nothing he can do. But we will come back to that fight in a minute. We're just going to have to check the leader of the race, Stephen. 2-minute 20.9, a 2-minute 18.9, so another 2 seconds taken out of him on that last lap. And we are on the last lap now for quite a few of these drivers, but top 4 or 5 anyway. And we'll stay with this to the end now, I think. 30 seconds of this race left to go, so yeah, definitely the last lap. Jaganat has closed that gap up by around 5 seconds in a couple of laps. A hell of a lot more speed this stage of the race. Stephen with a bit more tyre, well, quite a bit more tyre wear as well. Incredibly quick driver behind. Again, he'll be safe down the straights, but just has to position his car well through the corners. He's doing enough at the moment. He just tries to break the toe a little bit, but no point, that Renault just can't make any ground down the straights. It does look like this race, an hour of racing, is going to go down to the wire. So he just about slowed the car down in time there, just needs to keep it to the left hand side. And he's still a car length ahead, positioning his car really well at the moment. Again, coming out the last of the S's, just needs to stay to the right hand side of the track, check the inside of the last corner, and he doesn't. Jaganat's got nowhere to go, and and I think he's just done enough here as he closes the door again. As frustrating as it is for Jagger, it's a good drive from Stephen, and it looks like he's going to take the win. Congratulations Stephen, 2570 in first place. Jagger in a very close second. Martin B coming home in the final podium spots in third. Yeah, great drive from the top three there. Lubo bringing it home in fourth. Good drive from himself, some good points. Coolio in fifth place. Coolio did get the job done on Mitsos in the end. I did say it was a matter of time, as Mitsos was really struggling with the tyres, but good recovery nevertheless. But good result from Coolio. Top 5 finish. Mitsos in sixth place after his early incident, falling back through the pack. Flapjack in 7th. Brood in 8th, Richie 9th, Captain O'Reilly 10th, Ricky 11th, Big Shadow 12th, Boss 13th, Delta 14th, Mr. Tom Nixon 15th, and Revs in 16th. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week.